Do you prefer a much more metropolitan lifestyle in the apocalyptic wasteland of Appalachia? Well, stick around and I'll show you some lesser known available locations close to or within city limits where you can build the camp of your dreams. Our first spot on this list is in the beautiful town of Grafton, with its picturesque waterfront and lively local wildlife. From the Grafton fast travel point, head right along the river until you reach this rundown house. Place your camp module on the nice wide flat spot next to the old house, which you can incorporate into your build if you're brave enough. There's also an iron deposit just up the hill where you can extract steel. Place down a junky prefab or build your own scrappy house so it fits the vibe of this Toxic Valley metropolis. Grafton itself has plenty to offer, including tons of loot, enemies including super mutants and rad toads, and several event spawns such as Grafton Day and Protest March. Plus, there are 2 vendor bots you can hit up to buy or sell goods. Overall, a really awesome place to build your camp. Up the road from Beckley's main drag is this nice little plot of land nestled just west of Nicholson's End. From the Beckley fast travel point, head straight east through town until you reach the other side where you find this empty plot of land. Place your camp module on either side of the road or in the middle if you want, depending on the type of camp you're going for. Use your own house plans or a large prefab which can fit really well with the look of the town. The land is a bit rough but generally flat, so there are a ton of different things you could do with this location. Nearby is the Beckley Mine Exhibit Workshop, magazine and bobblehead spawn locations, and a Wendigo spawn in Sal's Grinders just down the street. You may have to deal with some of the super mutants from Nicholson's End, but you also have plenty of feral ghouls and robots at your disposal for any daily or weekly challenges as well. One of the most exciting spots on the list, this location is hotly contested by the resident enemies that call Harpers Fairy home. From the fast travel spot, all you need to do is head straight down the stairs and you can't miss it. Place your camp module as close as you can near the path leading down the stairs, and you should have a decent sized radius to play around with. This is a perfect spot to use the brick building set or maybe the pit set to match the vibe of the rest of the town. The land itself is fairly flat and you can do so much with this location, but keep in mind you have to work around the tree, which won't bulldoze. Harpers Fairy itself has a ton of goodies to loot, including 2 really famous armor plan spawn points directly across the street from this location. Be ready for a fight from super mutants, feral ghouls, scorched, or any number of enemies that love to spawn in. The Harpers Fairy Armory is right up the road, and you're also not too far from the train station either. Overall, a really awesome spot for any player camp. Lburg may be one of my favorite towns in the game, with all the rooftop gardens, awesome nearby sites, and just the overall vibe of the Ash Heap. From the fast travel point, head straight up the road and turn left into the trees when you reach the bend in the road. Place your camp module on this hill just a few feet from this tree. It'll give you a really good camp radius which almost reaches the road. You'll be nicely hidden underneath the shade of these enormous trees where you can build an amazing, scrappy, lore-friendly camp that fits in with the rest of the town. You can either do a brick commercial-style building or even a contemporary house to fit in with the rest of the row. You'll have access to everything Lburg has to offer, including feral ghouls, a Wendigo/glowing one spawn, bobbleheads, magazines, useful junk, and so much more. Plus, this location is heavily trafficked by other players, whether they're on the Lying Low quest, visiting Nuka World on tour, or just stopping by the train station. They'll likely hop on over to see what you got. Sutton doesn't often get much love from builders, given that it's a smaller town that's basically dominated by the Overseer's house. But that does mean you'll see a ton of foot traffic from new and old players alike doing the Overseer quests and photo opportunity dailies. From the fast travel point, head straight through town, or around depending on your proclivity for violence, until you reach the empty plot of land at the edge of town. Place your camp module on the small mound next to the road to get the maximum amount of build radius for your camp. A custom house, prefab, or even a store-style build would work incredibly well in this location. The land is mostly flat, and you'll have this gorgeous tree that you can incorporate into your build as well. Sutton does offer some scorched, a few magazine and bobblehead spawns, the train station obviously, and some interesting, unique loot related to an unmarked quest. Plus, it's centrally located close to everything in the forest region, so you'll have an easy time getting anywhere you need, especially if you're a newer player low on caps. I really hope you enjoyed this short list of awesome in-town camp locations. Do you have any other spots you'd like me to feature? Let me know down in the comments. If you'd like to see more, subscribe to get all my latest Fallout 76 camp builds, tutorials, and more. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time.